Hey guys, it's Heidi from Boardwalk's Mama. Thanks for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm a mama of 3 boys. I homeschool 2 and I'm starting to homeschool my 2-year-old this year. So thanks for joining me today. Today's video is a collab with Ingrid from Mama and Mia Homeschool Chronicles. She's a friend of mine's, and this is an open collab and it's called All About Books. So there's 15 questions to answer. There's also a playlist because there's tons of mama joining in on this collab. So please go to the playlist after you see my video. So let's jump in the questions. Okay, first question is, which 3 books are on your to be read list and 3 books on your wish list? So on my to be read list, I have, let's see, I have them all here. Okay, so the first one is The Well-Trained Mind by Jesse Weiss and Susan Weiss Bowers. I got this from thriftbooks.com and I've been wanting to read it. So I started reading it, but I put it aside for a little bit, but this is on my to be read list. The next one is a book that my friend Digna gave me, and it's called Last Child in the Woods. It's Saving Our Children from Nature Deficit Disorder. So I'm all about nature studies now, so I thought this would be an awesome book to read so that I can further knowledge myself on how important it is to get our children out there and get them to enjoy nature. So that's a fun read. And then I have actually 4 for this one. I have this book from my church that they gave us after a conference. It's called When I Don't Desire God, and it's by John Piper. I really want to read this book to feed my soul, so that's on my to be read list. And then on my Kindle, I have Digna told me to buy this one so that we could read it together, and it is, if I can get myself there, sorry guys, I thought I had it up, and it's Wander. It's actually an audio, so I'm gonna be listening to this one. It's by R.J. Palacio, and there's also a movie coming out on this book, so I'm excited to read it. And it's just because she wanted to do like a book club on this book, so that's on my next to be read list, well, to be listened to. On my wish list, I just have Teaching from Rest by Sarah Mackenzie. That's another one that I want to read, and I haven't bought it, so it's on my wish list. Next question, which is your favorite genre and your least favorite? So favorite, I guess I would say anything on parenting, motherhood, and homeschool right now. Least favorite, I don't never read or see horror movies or anything like that. So least favorite would be that one, I guess. What is the name of the last book you read? That's number 3. The last book that I read was Loving the Little Years, and I also read it on my Kindle. Love this book so much, you guys. I shared it in another video. I still don't know how to work my Kindle, you guys. It's terrible, I know. It's for mamas who have multiple children under 5 and find themselves completely overwhelmed. This is a perfect book to bring it all into perspective, motherhood into perspective. So that's an awesome book. So that's the last book that I read. The next question is, what is the name of the current book that you are reading? The name of the current book that I'm reading is, so it's Simply Homeschool, and it is by Karen DeBows. And I love this book because it's just kind of, I've been wanting to simplify my homeschool. So it's just teaching me to stay focused on what really matters. It is a godly book, so I've just been loving the encouragement that I've been getting in this book. So Simply Homeschool, love it. Let's see, the next question is, choose a character you would be in a book you have read and why. Choose a character. I don't really know, because a lot of the books that I read are, sorry you guys, a lot of the books that I read are like educational books for me, parenting, homeschool, so I can't say about a character, so I don't know. I don't have an answer to that question. The next question is, which book you have read that felt like forever for you to finish? I can say this one, and I'll explain why. Shepherding a Child's Heart by Ted Tripp. Because it's hard for me to understand the language. It's very I don't know how to explain, theological, I guess. I love this book. I love what I learned from this book. My church also did classes on this book, which really helped. But for me to read it, it felt like forever because I couldn't understand. I had to go reread a lot of stuff. So that's one of the books that felt like forever for me to read. Let's see. Next question. What do you do with the books? What do you do with books once you have read them? Do you keep them, sell them, or throw them away? So I keep them. I keep all my books. I never throw them away. I kind of either share them or donate them if it's been too long, but I kind of keep them. How many books do you read at a time? I can only focus on one book, you guys. So I only do one book at a time, but this is what I've done. I start a book and I don't finish it and I start another one. That I do. And then I come back to that one. But at once, one. I can only handle one, you guys. Let's see. How do you feel about lending out your books? So that kind of answered on the other question. I lend them, especially if they have been a blessing to me. I love to lend out books. I love to encourage other people with what I've been encouraged with. So yes, I love lending out books. Next question is, which book have you read more than once? I thought I would bring this one because I've read it like 20 times. This is The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. I just love this story so much. It's one of my favorite children books. And this is in Spanish, El Árbol Generoso. So we read it in Spanish and I always translate it in English for my kiddos. So that's one book that I've read multiple times, tons of times. I read Dr. Seuss books to my kids and all that stuff, but this book stays with us forever. Let's see, what else do I have? Do you use a bookmark or dog ear your books? I do both. Dog ears when I don't have a bookmark around, or bookmarks when I have it around. So I do both. Next question, number 12. What is your favorite quote from a book you have read? And I thought I would bring this one up. Again, Mom Enough. Love this book so much. The quote from this book was really fitting for us mothers. It says, motherhood is not a hobby, it's a calling. So I thought that was beautifully said. And she also says, you do not collect children because you find them cuter than a stamp. It says you do not raise children if you can squeeze the time in. Motherhood is what God gave you time for. So I love that so much. So that's one quote that I love that I share with you guys. Next question. Number 13. Don't judge a book by its cover. It is a fitting idiom when buying or choosing a book you have to read. So besides the cover of a book, what else draws you to choose a specific book you have not read? Reviews, you guys. I always look at reviews. I always look at what people have experienced with the book, what it meant to them. So that is something that really draws me to reading a book. People's shared experiences. Next one. If you could have changes, what changes would you have made to a book you have read? Title, ending, characters. I think I would just say the language on this book. I would just simplify it a little bit more so that it could, for us simple people, it could be a lot better understood. But I don't have anything else to share with that one. Just the language on this particular book I would change. And the last question is, if you ever write a book, what would the title be? So I thought this was cute and I didn't want to be corny. So I picked a serious title and a fun title. If you guys have been following, you know, and I explained this in the beginning, I'm a mom of 3 boys, and we are a Christian home. So I thought that Raising Boys for Christ, the struggles of raising boys for Christ would be a fitting, serious book. And then I thought that 3 Boys in a Peanut Bowl would be a fun title for fun stories about my 3 boys, because we often find ourselves watching TV, sharing fun times, eating peanuts from a peanut bowl. So I thought that was really cute and fitting for us and our family. So that's it, you guys. Those are the 15 questions. I have to rush through this video because I gotta get going. Mama life calls. But thank you so much for watching, you guys. Like I said, if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Stay connected with us in our homeschool journey, and I hope to see you again soon. Please go check out the playlist. I can't wait to see the rest of the mamas' answers to these questions. And thank you, Ingrid, for the collab. It is an open collab, which means you can join if you'd like to. So please go ahead and do. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.